No Game No Life is another hyped up anime that I almost missed. Honestly though, kind of wishing I left it out. Don't get me wrong, I liked it, it just wasn't that amazing to me. I wouldn't say it holds a candle to say Sword Art Online, but its video game references are surprising. I was expecting action scenes and everything, but I was just left with scenes with tension. I suppose the tension was alright, but the chess scene for example, well, that speaks for itself really. Not sure if you liked that scene or not, but if you didn't, then there you go. Now I could probably make a rough guess as to why I didn't really like it. One of the show's unique charms though, is maintaining the bond between both siblings. Yeah, I can hear incest is wincest being shouted from a mile away, but if you leave all that sickly love stuff aside, it's actually quite impressive. Sora and Shiro don't really like being separated from one another, and they both have absolute faith in each other. What I like about this bond is once one or the other encounters a difficult situation, you really feel for them. And this comes into play during episode 8 when Sora disappears. You really have empathy with Shiro and want Sora to return. Speaking about Sora, I found his character to be irritating at first. He's kind of like Kirito. In fact, he shares the same voice actor, but from what I recall, Kirito backed down from his narcissistic personality halfway through the series. Sora, on the other hand, really doesn't. At first, it was annoying to me because I couldn't possibly imagine an episode where he didn't win. But that's where I'm going to gush about this series and reveal to you I don't hate it at all, and to prove this, let me compliment it. I remember when I watched a few Kirby anime episodes. Each one revolved around Kirby encountering an enemy that's more powerful than the last, and it usually involved him getting his ass kicked until the last moment, where all the cheering from his friends and general motivations allow him to pull through. This approach got really irritating to me and I just stopped watching new episodes. It just became the same thing to me. Now, picture that, but with No Game No Life. What I really commend this anime for is having the same effect as a Kirby episode, but making it less repetitive. I mean, you honestly keep falling victim to the illusion that Sora and Shiro, aka Blank, are going to lose, and they never do. Because of their bond, I began to appreciate their devotion and loyalty to each other in battle. When one loses, another one helps them get back on their feet again. What I'm trying to say is, in terms of intense episodes, No Game No Life fucking nailed it. I kept thinking they were going to lose each episode, but Sora suddenly reveals his original intentions and completely switches the combat around. Sora's character never ceases to lose any of those traits either. The whole thing is kept consistent. As for Shiro, I thought of her as another one of those quiet type anime characters like Nagato from Haruhi, but she actually contributed quite a lot to the plot. Just the bond between the two is enough for me, really. Honestly don't feel like watching it again though. The really awesome thing about it though, that just can't be replicated on reruns, is seeing their intense struggle and wondering how they'll ever overcome it. They always manage it and it always catches me off guard. That's one unique thing in the series I've never encountered before. Overall, the reason I kept watching was for two unique traits that I will point out right away. Commendable bond between the two characters and great use of suspense. Only problem is, its suspense is what makes it replay value insignificant to me. Apologies that this review is a little late. To be honest with you, my past 4 or so overviews were mainly taken from my Tumblr ages ago. However, now that I have started to script them from scratch, and it really is a struggle, once I see the final episode, I either become so overwhelmed or the ending doesn't really give me anything to talk about. It depends on the series. I tried my best to just shoehorn in everything I liked about Toradora, and it was quite forced. It was like an English lesson where you're just trying to get out as many information as possible so it looks like you're actually working. But really, you're bringing up things you've already talked about, just repeating yourself, that kind of thing. With this overview though, it took me a while for me to do it, but I was able to provide my thoughts on the series as a whole. I still stand by what I said about the dynamic between Sora and Shiro, and that was the only thing I retained from the series. I really didn't like the ending, so I hope we get a season 2, and no, I'm not desperate for one, but there's not a whole lot for me to work with here, I feel. Lastly, good news! I'm finally on a summer break, so I may be revisiting a few of my favourite anime that I haven't already reviewed. During that time though, I would like my holidays to be stress-free, so don't expect a strict schedule or anything. I really haven't done any recordings for about 2 weekends now, so I wasted a lot of opportunities.